gathered, round 3 is going to be much like yesterday as far as the wind direction and speed. So really going to go back to what I was doing yesterday, and different discs. Might be like, instead of disking up, I'll disc down a little bit and really be conscious of what the wind's doing.
It's tough to take wind reads off of people unless you really, really know their game and their bag really well, because I don't know if they overturned their drive because the wind was, they did everything right, but the wind was crazy, or if it's just they picked the wrong disc. Like, I don't really know what they threw.
I think the wind and just kind of the conditions, we haven't played in conditions like this too much this year, so I think it's, all of us are just getting warmed up, I guess, yeah.
I could practice as much as I want, after the round, which I did, but in the end, it's like, sometimes the wind just doesn't do what you think it's going to do. Mostly mental, it happens a couple times. I'm pretty good at bouncing back. But yeah, it's just that like 22-foot range that's kind of giving me trouble, but just this weekend. So, you have days like that, and hopefully it'll fix itself tomorrow. I'm not going to think too hard about it.
Hello and welcome to the final round of the 2024 Dynamic Disc Open presented by Dynamic Discs. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We're the two hot geese.
Honk.
And it's a pretty tight battle out there. About as tight as it gets, really. Chase cards even right behind. Not as bad of conditions today. There was some, I guess it depends. Depends on what you like. Not quite as windy, but some rain and some slippery T-pads and that kind of thing. So Lisa Fajkus, is she tied for the lead, or does she have the lead?
Tied for the lead.
Fairway hits 82%. Circle 2 in regulation is 33%. And she's 100% C1X putting, which is pretty amazing.
Hailey King, 2-time winner here in Emporia, Kansas, 82% of the time finding the fairway, 67% of the time she's finding Circle 2 in regulation. Only making 64% of her Circle 1X putts.
Missy Gannon landing in the fairway pretty much all the time, 95%, 72% Circle 2 putting, wow. And Circle 1X putting, though, only at 38%. She's going to need to bump that up if she wants to take that down the wind today.
Holyn Handley is the 4th person on our lead card at 77% of the time she is on the fairway, 56% of the time, over half the holes she's in Circle 2, at least putting for birdie, making 73% of her Circle 1 putts. Let's start with hole 1, a par 5 out the gate. Today, no wind really to take note of. Maybe a little bit of a headwind as you get to this point of the fairway right here. At the top of the hill, you could feel the wind a teeny bit, but generally calm conditions, which was nice. Most players can reach the basket in 3 with a putt to get the birdie 4, but this hole's played hard this week, and we see a lot of times it is playing over par.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 2024 Dynamic Disc Open at Champions Landing.
Woo.
Our 9:55 tee time, the FPO lead card. Teeing off first from Canyon Lake, Texas, sponsored by OTB East, Lisa Fajkus.
The reason I couldn't remember, I thought Lisa might have had the outright lead because she shot a 3 down yesterday, which is 2 strokes better than anyone has shot in the field so far on this new-ish layout. Plays a couple strokes harder this year. That 3 down was 1,004 rated. Lisa in a 3-way tie for the lead and out of bounds off the tee.
From Charlotte, North Carolina, sponsored by Innova, the 2021 and defending DDO champion, Hailey King.
This is definitely a thrower's course, and Hailey King, one of the best throwers in the game. She's got the backhand distance shot and the forehand distance shot. She could pull out either one on this tee. She opts for the backhand. Throwing it kind of soft, it looks like more of a conservative play, and it still is going to really push that OB line.
Do you think they'll ever make like an approach course so I can win one?
Beacon, New York, sponsored by Discraft, Missy Gannon.
Missy, like Hailey, with back-to-back 1-downs. So weird to see that Circle 1X putting below 40%. She is just making some strange errors. Doesn't really look like herself out there, but making some Circle 2s.
It's weird to see both Hailey and Missy struggling with that and also leading. It's really, this is a weird tournament.
Yeah.
And from Grapevine, Texas, sponsored by Discraft, Holyn, Handley.
Holyn been handling the discs really well this week. Also has a really great distance sidearm and distance backhand. So she's able to put herself in position really on any of the fairways out here. She's going super aggressive off the tee here.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, love the turnover shot.
Next tee time, 10:30, 10:30. Next tee time.
I miss when you could pick your tee off song.
Me too. That was a long-standing tradition at the Glassbone Open and even the DDO for the first few years.
Lisa keeping it really safe. It's a little bit harder to approach the pin from that side with the backhand at least, and it's a pretty far rip on the sidearm.
Once you go out of bounds early, especially on your tee shot, it makes you play the rest of the hole a little bit scared because you know you don't have a lot of room to mess around. It can quickly stack. So we see Lisa really playing a little too conservative. Hailey kind of following suit.
I mean, but Hailey inbounds.
Yeah, but
out of position for the birdie, though.
Missy playing along that right-hand side. Going to also make that third shot a little challenging.
Holyn in the best position to attack here. Little flexing, actually big flexing shot. Let's be real. Oh, there we are.
Yeah, we dropped in for a visit just to watch.
Just a quick one.
Hailey trying to put something out over those trees on the right-hand side. And Heiser back in. She has room to be able to attack on this third shot. She's outside circle 2.
That's a pretty typical spot for the, we'll say, non-elite distance throwers to land. Lisa's fourth, going to be short as well. A little bit closer than Hailey, but still not to circle 2.
This hole averaged at a half stroke over par today.
Even today, huh?
Fifth most difficult hole. Only 3 people got to circle 1 in regulation, while 16 got to circle 2. So a really big jump.
Missy was in a pretty good spot to attack there. I think she leaves it just outside the circle, but right there for a birdie. Her circle 2 stats are higher than her circle 1 stats, so maybe it's a strategy.
Yeah, maybe this is the game plan. Holyn, the only person in actual attacking distance, but she leaves some work left to do.
That's what I'm saying. Give me an approach course.
Same.
Hailey just going to lay that up for a par. The crowd loves it.
Lisa, not a real aggressive bid here, which is smart. This basket's perched on a little hill where it can drop off pretty decently behind the basket and on the short side.
Holyn attacking, but actually pretty soft bid for her. I liked it. Can't quite tell what level of business Holyn is at today. The khakis are throwing me off. Like, is she trying to sell insurance? Oh, Missy.
That's a huge birdie putt right at the bush she had to putt out of yesterday. Starting out hole 1 with a slow mez and just padding those circle 2 stats.
And just taking the lead. Just like that. Ah.
Missy's one of only 3 birdies today.
Two-stroke swing between Lisa and Missy. Holyn from State Farm going to take the par.
hole 2, we're already doing a chase card check-in with Emily Weatherman, like Erika said in the beginning. The chase card is really close. They are definitely in the mix for the win here.
Which is kind of rare. I mean, we saw it a few times last year, but haven't really seen it yet so far this year.
Emily throwing the tee shot really well. The second shot, she's got almost all the distance she needs. She's going to be in circle 2 for a birdie putt. Those are 2 demanding shots that she threw really well.
Ah, huge putt.
Wow.
If you didn't watch yesterday's round, go do that. Stop skipping ahead. Don't cheat. And go watch Emily Weatherman play. Missy making moves. Hailey also going to overtake Lisa with that par.
And Emily sliding up into that tie for third with the birdie on 2.
Here it is. We just saw it. Hole 2 is a par 4, 582 feet. That OB left corner is kind of right in the landing zone for just a regular backhand shot. So you need to throw a pretty aggressive turning shot, maybe a flex to the right if you're going backhand, or a big sidearm. If you can get past those first 2 trees we passed and leave yourself an open look, you're pretty happy about it. Then you're going more uphill than it looks on camera and wrapping around to the right. As Madison said, 2 very demanding shots. Only 582, but pretty technical.
Missy throwing this shot as perfectly as you can.
Yeah. Wow. That's great.
Yeah, getting around the tree under the branches and not pushing that OB to the left side. Being more left on this fairway, so important for attacking.
Missy leaning on that Zeus a little bit more this week than we have seen previously. Hailey with that big sidearm. It's definitely the safest play if you have it.
Both Holyn and Hailey with the sidearm plays, and they're both going to work fine. Holyn leaving it a little short. She's going to have a lot more work left to do.
You can just see how wet the grass is, too. It really grabs Holyn's disc.
She's definitely business Holyn right now.
Yeah. I mean, if it's skipped, though, would she be? We don't know.
Lisa putting it a little higher, a little more height, getting through all the trees, making this shot look very easy.
The nice thing about landing close to this OB line on the left is you actually have a clear look at the basket. The farther right you land, the tougher the shot is.
But this is an uphill shot, and Holyn's every bit of 340, 350?
Yeah, sure.
Right?
I'll agree with you, yeah.
She's far. Lisa's probably 330 uphill, so it's a smush. And Holyn's sidearm is impressive how much distance it covers. Lisa with a really great technical second shot, checking up just before the woods.
Yeah, Lisa's had all the power, but catches that last little branch. Hailey leaving this one out pretty wide, trying to get some ground play, and she puts it to 20 feet for a birdie.
Only 5 people got to circle 1 in regulation, while 20 got to circle 2. Another huge jump.
Look how far Missy's drive landed. She's looking pretty calm out there, don't you think?
She sure is, and she's not really having to do any circle 1X putting yet, so.
Smart. Bullseyes and circle 2s.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite. Holyn with a nice run from the edge of the woods there. Full business, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa in for a nice bounce back birdie after the bogey on 1.
Lisa, one of only 6 birdies today.
Hailey with another. Holyn.
My goodness.
Yeah, kind of the wrong kind of exciting.
That was very right and very good to have grabbed Missy with her own birdie look. And 3 of the 6 birdies on the day are on our lead card. Eliezra Midling and Emily Beach were the other 2 players to get those birdies.
Missy back-to-back birdies, starting off really hot here.
466, probably the shortest par 4 we see. Hole 3 is always one of the easiest holes on the course today. No different because there was no wind you had to worry about. You can go big forehand out to the side or a backhand up the middle. There's also a backhand hyzer route that you can play off the cart path. It's really just whatever you feel comfortable with to get some distance off the tee, leaving you usually about 180, maybe 200 feet to the basket. Coming soft though, because there's out of bounds behind the basket.
Big shot from Missy. Wow, she gets it to, what, maybe 100 feet?
Mm-hmm.
She's going Z metallic thrasher. Always fun when you get a backhand flex through cleanly. Hailey going to take this outside route with the sidearm, which
And
I think is
that's
the safest
huge.
play. Yeah, and it is huge. I thought she was flexing for a second, which I liked. I'm just going to pretend that's what she was doing.
Lisa also going to throw the big sidearm.
Yeah, and that's all you need to birdie. That was well done. I was just looking to see, because Lisa has been on tour for a long time and she's no stranger to winning. It has been a little bit. She did win a couple of Silver Series, though, events in 2020 and 2021. She has not won any Elite Series events, but she's won big tournaments before they were on the Pro Tour.
Mm-hmm.
So she's definitely no stranger to winning, but it has been a second since she's been in contention. So it's cool to see her on lead card and playing well.
Lisa will be on the green for another birdie. 21 out of 43 competitors got to circle 1 regulation. 30 competitors to circle 2. So everybody's doing it. It's all about just making sure you get that putt in.
I think it's all about making sure you don't just fluff the approach by overthinking it, because it's so easy. Look at Hailey's doing it.
Yeah, but it works.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's those 2 guardian trees are really perfectly placed, especially the branches.
Missy with a low-key putt here.
Oh, Missy doing it as well.
Yep. Weirdly easy to do. You just like relax for a second. You're like, oh, I'm there. It's easy. No problem. Oh, it's a tree. Oh, it's a par.
Now Missy with a little work, even just to save par on the second easiest hole of the day. It averaged at 0.4 of a stroke under par.
Lisa showing us those really strong tester putts. She's always been good at those.
Hailey looking solid on the green today. So far, 2 down through 3.
Missy makes good on the par save. It's nice to see a little bit more green on the scorecards. We did see some strong front nines yesterday. If you haven't been watching, the front does play a bit easier than the back, but you can just see the wind is way down. It does pick up later as we go, but it is prime time to attack here, and I think everyone knows it.
Another chase card check-in, Emily Weatherman on hole 5. Another par 4 that is extremely gettable. This feels like a must get, always in the top 2 easiest holes of the day.
Emily, kind of in the typical landing zone here. Usually you swing a hyzer out towards that cart path on the right and then get a little bit of fade. She does that really well. Has a little bit of a putt for her birdie. And she's going to move to 2 down on the round.
Yeah, Emily looking like she's done this a million times, but she is a newer face on the tour.
Visit quirkygoodies.com today. We have over 100 fun, unique disc golf tees along with hats, stickers, and customizable metal wall art. Use code JomezPro25 for 25% off.
Hole 4, another scoreable par 4, 598 feet. This one a bit more difficult than what we just played. OB on the left that can really come into play. It's way tighter than previous years, especially on the backhand shot. Landing in that little gully that we pass is kind of a common landing area. You see a lot of sidearms or big aggressive backhand flex shots. There's an OB green that kind of gets pretty close even into circle 2 of our disc golf green, and then the OB fence line on the right starts to wrap pretty close as well and behind the basket. I prefer the sidearm off the tee, feels safer. Usually leaves you a bigger second shot.
Yeah, and you could go aggressive on this tee shot because there was absolutely no wind to worry about today.
Lisa with a great shot. Let's see, Holyn looking to go aggressive with the backhand here. Really aggressive. A lot of turn on this thing.
Huge.
Yeah, she's going to contend with this one tree, I think. Gets under it, and that's fantastic.
Wow. That's going to be the easiest little up and down ever. And that's why I wish we could have some calm conditions here. I think we could see people just shred.
Yeah, it's like actually fun to watch. Mm-hmm. Missy with a lower line on the backhand. Gonna find, maybe just past that little ditch. Awkward footing in there. Pretty muddy. Lisa can just see the top of the flagstick. Kind of a awkward little hill. If you land short on that hill, you're usually about just outside circle 2, so you want to just get past it. Lisa does just inside the circle, looking at another birdie.
Hailey gonna take a forehand over the out of bounds. This is a risky play. She throws it really, really high in the air, which is gonna force it to spike, but thankfully she makes it over that out of bounds area, and she is on the green.
That was great.
That was great.
Missy not quite getting it to flatten out or turn. She's going to be up the hill in circle 2. It's more of a downhill putt than it looks. And yeah, Matt is right. Holyn with just a straightforward little chip shot here. Beautiful. Missy, really long look here for her birdie. Strong bid, hits a lot of left side chains. What are you going to do?
Lisa right on the edge of the circle, little downhill. And a nice committed bid, but missing right side.
Hailey for her birdie. Yeah, Hailey's circle 1 putt's looking really strong today. We saw her struggle the last couple days. Talking about kind of a wrist issue, but looking great today.
Lisa makes good on the par, but she knows how important it is to try to get as many of these holes as possible, especially with the conditions being so calm.
Super cool to see that aggressive tee shot from Holyn pay off.
12 people got to circle 1, 22 to circle 2 for birdie. There were 11 birdies on the day. This hole always has really great scoring spread for the FPO.
Checking in again. Emily Weatherman still making moves. Hole 6, only 300 feet, but a pretty technical little flexing shot. We see Emily throw this really well. And she's about 25, it looks like. maybe actually closer, 20 feet.
Yeah, that's a great shot. This the camera angle makes this shot look really easy, but it's pretty
Upsettingly
technical.
easy, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty technical, and there was a teeny bit of a left to right crosswind today, enough to make you question your decisions just a tiny bit. And you're throwing right at an OB line. Emily making it look like a cakewalk.
Hailey gonna take the solo lead with that turkey. She's 3 down, 1 over Missy. Emily Weatherman in a tie for third with Lisa now.
Hole 5 is 523 feet. We just watched Emily play this one a couple holes ago. You got to throw right over this out of bounds cart path on the right and ideally land somewhere into this cart path to nowhere area. Your second shot, you're throwing again at the out of bounds cart path on the right, letting your disc fade into the basket. There's trees on the left side that don't allow you to really come in from that side. So it's a 2-shot hole, but I would say a very simple 2-shot hole, and always one of the easiest holes today, played statistically as the easiest hole for FPO.
Almost a half a stroke, I think it said right in the flyover. Mm-hmm. Hailey with a nice big backhand, nearly landing on the cart path to nowhere, which I feel like should be an album of some kind. Holyn going sidearm, which is a nice, usually safe play, but this one's actually incredibly risky. She does check up just barely safe. Whoops.
A glimpse of party Holyn. Lisa with a nice safe shot.
Yeah, that's all you need. Missy a little bit wider, kind of carrying the OB, gets a nice little skip. Lands just short of the cart path to nowhere.
Yeah, this hole had the highest birdie rate of the day, 60% of the field birdieing it.
Lisa swings this one out pretty wide, and a nice overstable disc that checks up just outside the bullseye. Oh, geez, Holyn.
Yeah, playing this right side is great for the approach. It's just right there in front of you, wide open, instead of having to work around the low-hanging tree branches.
Missy also with a short approach, just that one tree she needs to go around and under the branches, as Mad said. It's a little bit of a ground reaction. Gonna have a putt left.
Hailey doing what we said no one would do and working her way up the left side through the trees.
Really battling that whisker also. Nice. I love the reach down, grab the disc before it's even in.
Yeah, the circle one.
And the run away really quickly.
Get me out of here. You can see the wind starting to pick up just a teeny bit. Those flags flapping while Missy takes another birdie.
That was kind of Missy's first regular putt, I think, for birdie that we've seen. Lisa stacking up another one also.
Star frame.
Oh, yeah. First one of the tournament, right?
Yeah, which is crazy.
All right. Well, $25 whole to edge.
One more chase card check-in. On hole 7, Emily Weatherman throwing through the tiniest gap ever, right at out of bounds, using a really overstable disc. And she's going to be pinched up on a tree, making this second shot really difficult.
Wow, she's going full run up here. I'm surprised.
Me too. Oh my goodness. This is the worst thing to watch.
She's, like I said yesterday, she doesn't have the fear. She hasn't hit her hand before on a tree. That was a great shot.
It was.
Now Emily just outside the circle looking at another birdie. That's a turkey.
Looking so solid on the green. I love being on the chase card in the hunt. It's the best.
Yeah,
You
for
have
sure.
no idea what's going on. You're just like, yeah,
I'm playing well.
I'm out here doing good.
Oh, Hailey with 4 in a row. Do we have a regional bird?
Ooh. There's a lot of red-shouldered hawks out on the course.
I dig it.
Let's do that.
Hole 6 is a par 3, only 300 feet, but a weirdly technical 300, and you want to get it close because the basket is perched on a little stump. There is OB on the left-hand side that comes into play really quickly, and you can find it on the right too if you really turn something over too hard. On paper, so easy. And I'm sorry for the delay. Back to the action now.
Hailey opting for the sidearm on this hole.
Oh, really pulls that. Good thing they let those geese move.
Oh my gosh, that is really an unbelievable ground play and gets all the way inside the circle.
She must have watched Own play the hole and decided to throw a really aggressive flex with a big skip.
Hailey, one of the few to pull off an own line.
This is a nice, clean-looking shot.
Yeah, Holyn executing this really well. Doesn't even have to work very hard.
Yeah. ESP Athena for Holyn. Hailey threw a... that doesn't seem right. I'm not going to say it. Lisa with a nice little flex shot getting just inside the circle. That looks great too. Wow. All right. So it is easy.
Yeah, it's so easy.
It's just us.
Definitely just us.
And also the rest of the field, but
well, it played as the third most difficult hole today, which is
okay.
Annoying a little bit. But I think it's mostly because the wind was very calm generally today.
Wait, the third easiest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice putt from Lisa.
Yeah, the third easiest hole is what I meant to say. It's 17 people got to circle 1, 28 got to circle 2. There were 16 birdies.
That was a nice one from Lisa. I like to see the little fist bump. Here's Hailey for 5 in a row. Can't convert, gets a roll. How's a tester coming back?
Just barely off on that putt, though.
Yeah, that was a pretty mean reaction, leaving her a long comeback. And I feel like that's just like classic Hailey mistakes. They tend to compound, particularly on the putting green. Holyn for 4 in a row. And if you are tuning in for the first time, we are deciding to call that a red-shouldered hawk because we just pick a regional bird for 4 in a row. Because why not?
Because we do what we want.
Make the rules, and you have to listen to us. Missy moving to 4 down with that one.
And this is what we are more used to seeing on the front 9 here in Emporia, Kansas. But we have had some really wild wind the last couple of days that has been allowed people to really shine.
2-stroke swing there. Missy Gannon going to take the lead. Hailey and Lisa Fajkus now tied for second.
Missy with that hot round right now at 4 down through 6.
Ricky. What? What just happened? Wysocki blows up the basket on the 16th. I don't know what that is, but it definitely bombs.
We just watched Emily Weatherman, who's also tied for the hot round right now, play hole 7. It's 579 feet, and the most frightening part is just getting out of that initial low ceiling, very narrow gap. You're throwing right at out of bounds. You want to use an overstable disc to either get ground play or just kind of bail out to the left before that. Ideally, you don't get tangled up in one of the trees over there, so you have a nice wide open hyzer shot around this last humongous guardian tree to the green. There is out of bounds all the way down the left side as well with a cart path. If you come in too hot and get too many skips to the left, this is one that everyone can reach for birdie.
Nice first shot from Holyn here. Gets quite a bit of ground play, but she's past most of the trees there that we saw Emily pinned up on. She'll be in a good position. That was an ESP Vulture. Oh, weird ground reaction for Lisa, but she's safe. Just a little short. It's going to be a big second shot for Lisa to get a putt. It's a weird bounce.
That was weird. Missy with all the air she needs, getting the ground play as well.
Just bouncing off the tee pad. She loves it.
Hailey, a little more linear and low and not necessarily relying on the overstability as much. She's going to have a lot of work left to do on her second shot, but she is good for it.
I don't think she's that much shorter
Really?
than Missy and Holyn. We'll see. Lisa, her second, landing in a really typical place near that tree. She does get past it and will have an open putt. Great shot.
It's crazy how just taking wind away this course can look kind of easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. Missy with some unfortunate ground play. She's going to go all the way to the edge of circle one, deep, coming back for her birdie putt.
We've seen Hailey do this every day. Take the left side with the sidearm.
Oh my gosh, I could watch her throw distant sidearms all day.
Yeah. Great shot. Holyn pretty close here. Going to swing a backhand out wide. Try to get a little skip. Solid.
Missy to make it 5 down.
Nice putt. Man, all these ladies getting a ton of birdies on the front.
Yeah, this played as the 4th easiest hole of the day with 17 birdies.
Ooh, yeah. Nice putt, Lisa. And you can definitely feel some pressure on the card here.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure to get these birdies. Here's Holyn for 5 in a row. You know what that means.
Yep, slap a golden sombrero on that red-shouldered hawk.
That's right. Slap it on there.
Look how cute he looks.
Dapper.
Another star frame.
Nice.
$25 more to edge.
Okay, let's stack them up. Let's get them some money.
Yeah.
For the children.
For the kids. Emily Weatherman's thrown this tee shot so well every day, and here she is doing it again.
I love the low line. Feels so much safer. This second shot is tough. You can see it's pretty narrow, and you just need to get to the top of the hill to attack for birdie. That's probably enough, but it's kind of blind. This is a really risky and aggressive shot.
She looks like she's just thrown the disc her whole life.
Maybe she has. We don't know.
Just
I don't know her.
Excellent angle control. Comes in a little hot on the green.
Does not convert the par.
Yeah, gonna take her first bogey of the round.
Hole 8 always plays as one of the hardest. And you could really start to feel the wind on 8. At least when I came through, I assume they felt it a little bit as well.
Yeah.
At least on the tee shot.
Mm-hmm. Still a tight race right now. Missy with the hot round and just one stroke above Lisa and Hailey in a tie for second.
Here it is. We just saw it. Hole 8, par 5, 886 feet. Cart path OB on the right, string line on the left that really comes into play off the tee if you throw a backhand, which no one's really throwing sidearm. We'll see if they do it now. Second shot, we saw Emily kind of leave it a little short of the hill. Ideally, you crest the hill and then you can maybe get aggressive for the birdie on the third shot. You see a lot of sidearms on the second and third. You also see backhands going through those 2 trees that we saw Emily go through. Should we base all of our flyovers off of what Emily Weatherman is doing?
Yeah, yes, we should. Holyn going a little more aggressive than Emily on this shot. Way more aggressive.
That's great.
That is smashed. And Holland's going to be able to easily get over the top of the hill.
It's always interesting to see if they go forehand or backhand on the second shot.
Mm-hmm. Lisa doing a great job of hanging it out wide instead of doing the low route like Emily. She's dead center. Missy gonna want this one to lay down.
Just lay down softly. Take a nap. There you go.
Sure does.
Yeah.
The grass was wet today, so you did see some big flare skips if you threw it with a lot of spin.
Oh, this is probably the worst mistake you can make. It's so hard to save even a bogey from back there. The angle from that right side is really awkward.
Yeah, Hailey basically throwing a forehand out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. And that looks really good. I'm going to say if anyone can salvage this, it's Hailey.
Yeah, she didn't try to bite off too much, though, which respect, because it's easy to go hyper aggressive to try to rescue a par.
Yeah, and a lot of times with one OB stroke off the tee, you quickly see a second and or third.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do or. And third. Lisa with a nice shot.
Missy, I feel like her game plan, she's going aggressive here because she's really good with her distance drivers. Riding that right side. And,
oh, yeah. Very aggressive.
Yep, that's great.
I like whatever that was.
That was a little flap, obviously.
Yeah.
She was speaking to us.
The OB.
Love the forehand play on the second shot.
Yeah.
Holyn has a huge forehand, gets way over the hill.
Yeah, that's my preferred play as well. Feels way safer. I wish she would have flapped a little though.
I know. Had a hard time understanding her there.
Lisa with the forehand, and that's in danger. That checks up. Ooh.
You think Hailey's going huge?
I think so.
Yes, she is.
Oh man, that is so powerful. Unbelievable.
Okay. Talk about flexing. That is just something that most people in the field can't do.
Wow. I'm glad we got to see that.
That was every bit of 400 feet? 380?
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be pushing 4. I mean, it's downhill, but still. That was great.
Putting it way out wide.
Missy not really doing what she wanted to do with that third shot. Holyn way up here, just throwing kind of a chip. I mean, a really aggressive chip.
And that wind is...
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Oh.
And that's what I mean. This is the first time that you really felt the wind, and it just kind of was right to left, wasn't it? Just keeps Holland's disc out of bounds.
Yeah, the second it starts to hyzer, it just drops it straight out of the sky. Lisa, from the very absolute edge of the fairway, chipping up for par.
Par plays good on this one.
This played statistically as the most difficult hole of the day with 70. Oh my gosh. 70% of the field taking a bogey.
Ouch.
Ouch is right.
Over a stroke, over par again?
Yep. 1.07. There was one person in circle 1 in regulation and one in circle 2. So, whoa.
Whoa, it's right.
That's a little surprising. The wind was the most calm today, but maybe everyone's just...
It's just a hard hole.
And it's like a false confidence. Like, oh, I can bite off a little more today.
It is tempting, yeah, to go for the birdie when the wind is down. I mean, it's not that far for a par 5.
Hailey, this is kind of like a birdie, but with the OB stroke, it's not. So, nice job getting the recovery par there.
Yeah.
There was the one birdie on the day. KD Belty got it.
That's a big one.
That's awesome.
Hailey, Missy, and Lisa gonna escape with pars. Holyn so close to a birdie, but man, gonna have to take the bogey. And good. Okay, so now we can understand what this hole is because Emily Weatherman is playing it.
Playing it well,
yeah.
also. Apparently.
Playing it aggressively.
Yeah, that was such a good tee shot. Spotter doesn't even have to think. And she's going aggressive on the second shot, too.
I mean, there's room to do it. That's the...
But she's pinched. That is a tough shot.
She's great. Look at her.
Yeah.
No worries. Wow. Just a, 130 30 feet, 150 maybe.
This is not going to be the last we see of Emily Weatherman. This is very impressive.
So what, 4 down for Emily on the day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Missy Gannett still holding on to the hot round of the day, 5 down through 8.
And no bogey so far.
Let's wrap up this round with hole 9 with this very, very technical tee shot through a very long, narrow tunnel. Hopefully you don't hyzer out over the sidewalk, but if you do, if you land OB anywhere, you can either take it from the drop zone or take it from where it last crossed in bounds. Your second shot needs to get up either to this corner, or if you're feeling crazy, you can attack the corner blindly and go out to this safe area that's bubbled out so that you can attack your third shot to the green. It's got to sit softly. Don't come in speedily, especially if it's going towards the right, because the out of bounds line comes up so close on the right side of the green. Lisa, unfortunately, never crosses inbounds. Hyzer's early before the end of the gap.
Yep, she'll have to go to the drop zone. Speedily. I don't know why, I just really like that. Missy flipping this one up nicely, and it just needs to check up here. Come on, come on, come on.
You can see that rain starting. This is, at this point, it just pretty much drizzles the rest of the day, off and on, but mostly on.
Yeah. Oh, Hailey going huge here. Definitely risky.
Yeah, calling for it to get down because that comes in really hot. But it's okay over there where Missy and Hailey went out of bounds. They can attack for the second shot and even save par.
Yeah, it is nice that it's an optional drop zone.
Holyn coming in a lot lower, kind of flirting with the right side OB, but she is good.
Yeah, she is.
Good and stressed.
Both hands on head.
Lisa just trying to get to the corner here. Only mistake you want to avoid is going
this one.
No.
This one.
That's,
and not only that one, but that is early on the right side. Like, is she going to be able to get around to the corner? Or does she still have to lay up to the corner?
oh my gosh, I don't know.
Where they start to stack. Sorry, I'm not trying to stress you out.
No, it is stressful. Missy attacking the corner, going a big turnover. That looks really great.
Yeah, nice. Man, that's not a bad play. Just to go really aggressive, even if you go out up there.
Rethinking your game plan for next year.
Yeah, look at them go. Easy par.
Uh-huh. Hailey with the forehand. It checks up fine. She's throwing their forehand so well. Holyn, a little pinch, not able to attack as much. She just is forced to chip up to the green, but she's going to be able to see the basket from there, so that is fine. She could still birdie.
Yeah, definitely a very technical final approach. So I like it. It's fun.
Yeah, Lisa, she takes her out of bounds lie, and then she's allowed to go back in line with the basket as far as she wants, so she is able to attack the corner.
Nice. Good recovery. She's throwing 5 there, though, already, looking at a double at best, pending a throw-in. Holyn's third. This has to be, what, 275 maybe? Maybe less?
No, I think a little less, yeah. 225, 230, 240. And she turns it. It's...
Can I get a 250?
Yeah.
260?
Yes,
265? I'm gonna get
252, 53.
Going once?
Who knows, actually?
Yeah.
It's far.
It's more than 200 and less than 300.
Yep.
Missy laying up her fourth nicely.
This plate is the 4th most difficult hole of the day. There's some hard numbers for you. 7 people got to circle 1, 9 only to circle 2. Wow, less than I would have expected.
Let's see if Hailey gives this thing a run.
The softest. Oh my goodness.
I like it.
With the OB stroke, awesome to have a putt.
Holyn for birdie. Strong bid, gonna come up short. Lisa with a tricky little straddle putt to save the double bogey here. Oh, you hate to see it.
Oh, man. And a classic example of strokes just stacking as soon as you get that first out-of-bounds stroke. It's something that they do really well on the tough holes here at Champions Landing. There was only 4 birdies on the day today.
Yeah, keeping an out-of-bounds stroke to a single bogey, let alone saving par, is just such a skill out here. It's hard to do. You need a lot of resilience.
Yeah, and a lot of not reaching too much.
Yeah.
Which is tough to do. Missy Gannon going to hold on to the lead and the hot round of the day so far. Hailey King in solo second, just 1 stroke back.
Yeah, Emily Weatherman sliding up into solo third. 3 strokes back of the lead. Holyn and Lisa tied for 4th. Still in it. The back 9, as we've seen, is so difficult. So many strokes out there. Mm-hmm. Could be, either way. Could get the birdies, could get the triples.
Yeah, we got rain. We got a little bit more wind picking up. Still not bad, but mostly rain, some wet tee pads, just generally wet conditions in general. So it's anyone's battle still up in the air. Come hang with us on the back 9 for Championship Sunday at Champions Landing. Thanks to the Founders Club. See you guys on the back. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. And we're the 2 Hot Geese.
Honk.